Hello, everybody. I didn't give anybody fair warning that I was going live tonight, but I haven't been live for a couple of weeks and wanted to get a live video up there for you guys. I promised you that I would at the early part of February. So, a couple of things that we'll talk about first before we get into the card plays, as people are logging in here to follow live. A couple of news things. You've got the big one is PSA changing their grading standards. Um, kind of snuck it under the wire, but it's going all over the internet. A lot of people are talking about it, so I'm making everybody aware of it here. It's one small tweak. They did it kind of stealth mode so nobody would notice. Um, they're to get a PSA 10, the front centering used to be 60-40, and they've changed it now to 55-45. They did say that there's still a um, up to the grader discretion if they want to make an exception. Um, we don't know how much this is going to affect gem rates. So we will have to watch over the next month or so, watch the gem rate data and see if this is a big deal or if this is not really a story at all. But at first glance, it certainly looks like a huge story. It looks like PSA's 10s are going to get a lot harder, which could make the premium for them get even wider than what it is right now with some of the other companies. So, talk about that. Prism football came out. Prices are high, as you would suggest, or you would uh, suspect. Um, you've got WNBA Prism coming out this week as well. So there's a lot of fun, exciting products that are coming out for everybody to rip if you want to rip them, or to wait and try and buy some singles. The plays that I promised you for tonight, I have to apologize that it took so long. These are all baseball plays tonight. With the backlog at PSA, and this getting to be a little bit longer to get your cards graded to get them back, we're going to be pushing real hard up against the start of the season. By the time you get the cards back, might even go into the first or second week of the season, which makes these plays a little bit riskier than normal. However, I tried to get cards that should stand the test of time. You should be fine to get them to PSA and get them back. Hey, Joel, welcome in. Also, I picked cards. I tried to pick most of the cards tonight for baseball that are readily available. There's a lot of 2023 and 2024 products. So gem rates should be a little bit easier. The cards should be a little bit easier. And I wanted to be able to give you a bunch of plays that you can buy in bulk. So that's why I did a lot of these more recent releases, you would say 2023 and 2024. There are some that go all the way back to 2018, but there aren't many. So without further ado, let's get started. If you got any questions as we go, feel free to chime in and let's get rolling here. All right, the first up is, as you can see, the first up is the James Wood Bowman Chrome first auto. Yes, he got called up already. We did miss that window. However, and he played well. However, I think there's still a lot of potential for James Wood to have a big season. I think that he didn't really hit his home run potential in the major leagues. And if he achieves that, like everybody thinks he will, and starts putting some eye-popping home run numbers up, people are going to flock back to his cards. And his cards are really reasonable right now. So, as you can see on the screen, raw $129. There have been 5 sales in the last 30 days. The 30-day average is $145. PSA 9 is $170. and a PSA 10 is a whopping $480. So if you can get a nice raw copy and turn it into a PSA 10, you're going to have a nice 3 to 4x your money, or a nice $300+ increase. So this is a very nice card to go after. It does have a 42% gem rate, so it's got a real solid gem rate. And the upside for him is even higher than what it is right now. So I think this is a card that you can buy this late in the season, send off for grading, and still be plenty safe with it. All right, let's go to the next one. I think there's probably about 20 card plays that I'm going to share with you guys tonight. We'll see. I didn't count them, but I'm thinking that's about what there are. So, all right, next card up is a 2023 home field advantage Bryce Harper. Now, this card, the home field advantage I look at, they're not as popular as Kabooms or Downtowns, but it's kind of baseball's version of it. It's a SSP. They're hard to hit. They do grade generally fairly well. Although a few of these tonight, you're going to see 30-some% gem rates, but overall, they don't grade that terribly bad. And they're affordable. So that's why I picked these out. So the high desirability, affordability, and a little bit easier to come by. So that's why we picked out, you're going to see a lot of home field advantage cards tonight. The first one here is the 2023 Bryce Harper, HA7. As you can see, the most recent sale was $20 on the 4th of February. It's had 19 sales in the last 30 days, and the 30-day average is roughly 1850. So it's up just a tick from its 30-day average. A PSA 9, however, sells for $73. So there is profit in a PSA 9, which is another reason why this card makes a lot of sense. A PSA 10 is $125. So a nice little doubling of your money if you can get a PSA 10. There is a 30% gem rate on this card, but with the PSA 9 showing profit, I'm not as concerned if I don't get the 10 on this card. I should still be plenty fine getting the PSA 9 and making some money. All right, next card up on this list is none other than the number one prospect in baseball right now, and that is Roman Anthony. So Roman Anthony, 2023 Bowman first Chrome auto. It's the prospect auto. Most recent sale. Well, I had the data. So when I put this card on here, the most recent sale was $207. I see one hit now, an updated market mover since I made this out. It's now $310. So I am no longer going to recommend this card. I think the time has passed. Hey, welcome in, Logan. The time has passed for Roman Anthony on this card. If it is already jumping to 310 for raw, there's room in a PSA 10. The PSA 10 is going to sell for $600, but the most recent PSA 9 is $225. So I can no longer recommend that as a buy. So we're going to get that off of the screen and move on to the next one. Next one up is Kyle Teel. So Kyle Teel is a up-and-coming player, got a lot of hype behind him. It's the 2024 Bowman Chrome auto. This is the purple refractor auto, numbered to 250. This is really a reasonably priced card. For a numbered auto, the most recent sale was only $37. I believe it's about 3 weeks ago was the last sale. So the next sale probably will be higher, just simply because we're getting closer to spring and he's going to have some hype behind him. Hey, welcome in, Colonel. So the 30-day average is $51. So I would expect you're probably going to have to pay closer to $50 if one of these becomes available than the last sale of $38. But it gives you the range. Only 2 of these have sold in the last 30 days, so the purples are a little bit harder to come by. But the most recent PSA 9 sale was $84. The most recent PSA 10 sale was $171. So you can see the potential. If you pay $50, got a chance at a $170 card. Nice triple your money if you can get a PSA 10 on this. And a PSA 9, you aren't going to get hurt. You're going to be just fine. So that's why I recommend them. I try to recommend plays, as you guys know, so that if you get the 9, you don't get burned. You will be just fine. And hopefully, if you buy these in bulk, you buy 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, the odds will be in your favor, and you'll end up with more 10s than 9s and make more profit. Next card up is, if you followed my Instagram, you saw that I just bought this card the other night. I paid about $20 less than the most recent sale. This card is starting to climb already, guys. So as you can see on the graph, it's kind of bouncing up and down between that 165 and 190 price range. Centering is a big deal on these. Before I picked the one that I picked, I passed on quite a few of them for the centering being off. So really watch the centering when you are trying to buy one of these raw. So most recent sale, $184 yesterday. There have been 59 sales of this autographed card. So this is a really easy card to find. There are a ton of them on the internet. You're selling a couple every single day for the last month. The 30-day average is $182. So expect to spend in that 160 to 190 range and get one of these cards. Now, the last PSA 9 sale was almost 30 days ago. So that is only 176. So you will lose out on your grading fees. However, I anticipate that PSA 9 climbing considerably between now and the time you get these cards back. His cards are going to be hot in spring training. Currently a PSA 10, most recent sales, $510. So again, a 2 to 3x your money, depending upon what you end up paying for the card. But that makes this play a fun play. It's one of the hot upcoming players. Easy card to get. The gem rate, I almost forgot. The gem rate data on the Kyle Teel we talked about was 68%. The gem rate on the Travis Bazzana is 55%. So both very good gem rates on the last 2 cards that we talked about. A little bit out of practice. Haven't been on here for 3 weeks. Welcome in, Stephen. We are doing baseball plays tonight. All right, next up is one of my favorite players going into this season. You've heard me talk about him for about the last year and a half, 2 years. I have several of these cards already graded, and I've got a few more at PSA right now. This is the 2023 Bowman Chrome First Prospect Auto of Samuel Basallo, or Basallo, depends on who you talk to. I say Basallo. I think correct pronunciation is Basallo. Anyways, the most recent sale, $76 for this auto. That is really reasonable for one of the top prospects right now in all of baseball. 16 sales, so pretty easy to come by, about one every other day. The 30-day average is $90. I would say that you are going to want to try and target it in that $75 to $90 range. The most recent PSA 9 sale, it looks like one just sold yesterday for $125. So you will, if you paid $80 to $90 with your grading fees, you're probably going to break even on a PSA 9. The most recent PSA 10 is $195. So you'll double your money on a PSA 10. But I expect this card to make some pretty significant jumps between now and the time that you get these cards back. This card has a 64% gem rate as well. So a very good gem rate on this card, on like Roman Anthony, one of the top players in all of the minor system right now. All right, let's take a look at another. Next up, we are going to talk about Junior Caminero. So again, if you guys follow my Instagram account, you saw that I just bought one of these. I think it was yesterday or the day before as well. I really went heavily on Caminero last year. Sold out of Caminero in September when he got called up. He struggled a little bit, didn't get a bunch of playing time. Caminero is the real deal. I believe in Caminero. I think he's going to be a very solid player. And if he hits his potential, his card market is going to take off again. There already is a lot of talk about Caminero going into spring training, so his stuff is already starting to tick up. However, his raw cards are staying relatively flat, which is good for you and I. Gives us an opportunity to go out and buy these cards without paying the premium price. So most recent sale, $118. 5 sales in the last 30 days. So you're only seeing about one a week. So they are a little bit harder to come by. I found mine on a Bowman Chrome Facebook page. That is a very good place to get Bowman Chrome autos is Facebook, one of the 8 or 10 Bowman Facebook group sites. eBay is not bad either, but eBay, a lot of buy it nows with stupid high prices. You got to find one in an auction if you're going to get it, because otherwise you're going to pay too much money for it. 30-day average is $113. PSA 9 is $180. So you're turning, even if you pay $125, you're turning a profit on a PSA 9, which is good. A PSA 10 is up to $384. That was $330 just a few days ago. So again, the PSA 10's already starting to jump, but $384 on a PSA 10, 63% gem rate. This is a very nice card to get into between now and the time that the season starts. All right. Let's get rid of that and pull up another one. Next card up on the docket is Gunnar Henderson. Solid baseball players, strung together a couple good years on a very good Baltimore Orioles team. I put the card on here because it is a good money-making opportunity. So as you can see, the most recent sale was $320. This is the most expensive card we're going to talk about tonight, and rightfully so. It's also got a nice profit margin built into it. Only 3 sales in the last 30 days, so about 1 every 10 days is getting sold. The 30-day average is $344, so you might have to pay closer to $350. I actually just bought one of these again on a Bowman site on Facebook. I ended up paying $375, but it was a really nice looking copy. And I had the profit margin left in it because on a PSA 9, $455 is the most recent sale. So I'm anticipating I'm going to still turn a small profit on a PSA 9. And as good as it looks in the pictures, I hope it looks that good when I get it. I think it's got a very solid chance at a PSA 10. It does have a 50% gem rate, and a PSA 10, the most recent sale was $770. So this card fluctuated all last year between $700 and $800. So it's a card that you can buy right now and feel pretty confident that you aren't going to have to worry about how long it takes to get back from PSA. There is profit margin built into this card if you can find a nice one. Matter of fact, spoiler alert, I believe that's probably going to be my pickup of the day today on Instagram. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you're going to see the Gunner as my pickup of the day today. All right, next card up is Lazaro Montes, another Bowman Chrome First Auto, another highly touted, highly ranked player. Cards from 2023, so The peak is the shine is kind of fallen off on it a little bit, so they're affordable. This is only a $75 auto for his base. 11 sales in the last 30 days, so about one every 3 days. The 30-day average is only $65, so the most recent sale is actually up, as you can see on the graph. It's up a little bit. So the last 4 sales have all been inching up as we get closer to spring. The quicker you can go out and buy some of the cards on these plays that I'm talking about today, February 5th, when I'm recording this, the better chances you have of getting them at the dollars we're talking about. Because this is baseball, each and every day you are risking the fact that these cards are going to go up and up and up, and you're going to miss the window of opportunity to be able to buy these and make profits. So if you're watching these plays and you're looking at getting into these, hey, welcome in, Fire Dragon. So if you're looking at getting into some baseball prospecting plays, these are plays I would recommend that you do like in the next week to 10 days. The closer you get to spring training, the higher these prices are going to go. So go out and try and find these plays as quick as possible if you can. All right. So you're going to pay $65 to $75 for this card. The most recent PSA 9 sale was $100. So you're going to wash on a PSA 9. On a PSA 10, it's $161. So you're going to have a nice little profit. There is a 63% gem rate on this card. So it does gem very well. It is relatively new that you should be able to find some nice copies and turn yourself some profits on that card. All right, let's take a look at the next one. I don't know if we're about halfway through, maybe a third of the way through. I'm not even sure. I haven't been keeping track. So, all right, next card up is Nick Kurtz. That is from this year's 2024 Bowman Draft. It has been out now on the market long enough that I think that you're safe to go out and buy this card. The most recent sale of this card, as you can see, was $115 yesterday. That is up from $82 a week ago. So already, as you can see, the cards are climbing coming into spring. There have been 56 sales of this card. So this card, again, is not a hard card to find. This card sells about 2 times a day for the last 30 days. The 30-day average is $93. It's a little bit misleading because it was so much lower a week ago. The prices are going up. The 7-day average is about $110. You're going to have to pay $110 to $120 to get into this card right now. The most recent PSA 9 sale was $145. So if you pay around $120, it's going to be roughly a wash on a PSA 9. However, again, by the time you get these cards back in a couple of months from PSA, I anticipate there will be profits to be had here. PSA 10, there have been 0 sales of this card in a PSA 10. This gives a great opportunity because we all know the first one that sells is going to sell super high, and then it'll start leveling down. But if the PSA 9 is selling for $140, I think it's pretty safe to say that the PSA 10 is going to be in that $200 to $250 range. There have been 19 out of the 29 of these graded so far. 19 have gemmed. So wherever you are, people, you're hanging on to these 19 cards. Everybody's probably waiting to sell that card till March, hoping that they get the best return on investment. So that gives you a little bit of time to buy this card, get it into PSA, get it back, and make your profits. All right, let's take a look at another card here. Get rid of Kurtz, and let's see what's next. Who do we have hiding in here next? All right, this one here is a little bit of an odd duck play, but I like throwing odd ducks in there once in a while. This is Tarek Skubal. This is his 2020 Bowman Chrome First Auto. This is the Speckle Refractor numbered to 299. So this card is a little bit harder to come by. As you can see on the screen, there have only been 2 sales of this card in the last 30 days. So finding one of these is going to be the chore. The 30-day average is $109. Again, most of these 30-day averages are lower than the most recent sale because baseball's on the climb and on the way up. The most recent sale was $118 compared to a week ago. A week and a half ago, the last sale was $100. And before that, it was $85. So the last three sales have all crept up about $10, $15 a piece. A PSA 9 selling for $170. So again, you're turning a nice profit on a PSA 9, even if you got to pay $125. There's still profit in a PSA 9. At the very least, you're going to break even. A PSA 10, 53% gem rate on this card. PSA 10, $455. So you're going to have a nice $200 to $300 profit, or depending upon how you look at it, you are going to, what just happened here now? Hang on, guys. There we go. Had a technical difficulty here as I went to get rid of the Tarek Skubal. I accidentally opened up another screen. All right, so let's take a look at the next card. Next card up is Jacob Wilson. He also made his debut last year. Then he had a really bad injury. And then he came back at the end of the season and got a few at-bats. But he performed really, really well with the at-bats that he did get last year. I made some very good money on Jacob Wilson autos last summer. My intentions are to make some more money on him this year. This, however, I am targeting the refractor number to 499. Hey, welcome in, Packers. So this card's numbered to 499. The most recent sale, very affordable for a refractor auto for such a high prospect. $63 was the most recent sale. The most recent PSA 9 was $125. So you're going to make a very nice little profit on a PSA 9. So there's very little risk involved here on this play. PSA 10 most recent sales $169. So you're going to do a little better than doubling your money on a PSA 9. It does have a 41% gem rate. There have only been 2 sales of this card, however, in the last 30 days. So again, your task is to find one of these cards for sale. And again, I'm going to recommend don't just use eBay. Go on to Facebook, join some Bowman Chrome Facebook groups. I'm in 8 of them. That is where I find my best deals on Bowman Chrome autos. Every time, that's where I find my best deals. So I would highly recommend that you do something like that as well. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Next card up is Paul Skeens. We can't have a baseball card without talking about Paul Skeens, right? This is the 2024 Bowman Chrome Image Variation. This is a shorter print. It's not a short print card. It is the Image Variation, but it's shorter print than all of the other regular issued cards. $72 is the most recent sale. There have been only 3 sales of this card in the last 30 days. Again, because it's a short print, being an image variation. The 30-day average is $84. So this is the rare case where the most recent sale is actually less than the 30-day average. And you can see that drop off on the graph. I'm not sure if it had a scuff mark or if it was off-centered or why that card would have gone down. I would anticipate you're going to have to spend $85 to $90, maybe even $100 to get one of these right now to get a nice one. A PSA 9 sells for $150, so you can pay $100 and be just fine. And in a PSA 10, it sells for $300, so you can triple your money on a PSA 10. It does have a 42% gem rate, so you will do just fine if you can find one of these cards in nice condition. All right, let's take a look at another one here. Next card up is, all right, can't talk about baseball and not have a Shohei Ohtani card there. Spoiler alert, there's 2 Ohtani cards in these plays just because if you're going to be buying cards, you might as well try and buy an Ohtani as hot as he is. This card I had, I bought 8 of them last year. I got 6 out of 8 were 10s. I've got 2 of these at PSA right now. Love the Beam Team card. It is a very beautiful rookie card. It's a great card. Good image, sells well. This card is very reasonable. $40 is the most recent sale in raw condition. The 30-day average is $45. There have only been 4 sales in raw condition in the last 30 days, so about 1 a week. I am 2 of those transactions. If you see the 2 right here, I was $35 and I was $30. Those are already at PSA. All right, so this card in a PSA 9, $130 in a PSA 9. You're talking about spending 40, 50, even 60 bucks on a raw card where a PSA 9 is 130 bucks and you're going to double your money. Why not take the risk? This card is one of my favorite plays, even though it's a little bit older, because you're going to double your money on a PSA 9. Absolutely love those types of plays. A PSA 10, $240 is the most recent sale. So you're going to quadruple your money on a PSA 10. The card does have a 64% gem rate. And as I mentioned, my experience with it, I'm at 75% because I got 6 out of 8 of them last year, all gemmed. We'll find out with the 2 I've got now there if I get lucky and I get both 10s or if I get 1 and 1 or how that's going to work out. But I really, really like that card and I love that play for an opportunity to make money. All right. We threw out early on in the episode, we threw out the Roman Anthony auto because the card jumped too high. That's a good sign because that means that his lower end cards are going to be jumping soon as well. Everything follows along as it goes. So when you see something jump and spike coming into the spring season, the other cards are going to follow. So I have 10 of these that I bought in bulk. I had 50 of them last year that I graded and sold off. I've got 10 more in bulk that I'm yet to get. They should be here any day and they'll get put into PSA next week. This is an easy card to buy. 66 of these have sold in the last 30 days, about 2 a day. Very, very easy card to buy. Most recent sale was $18.50. So this card is not a card that's going to break the bank. And a PSA 9, the most recent sale was $35. So normally I wouldn't recommend spending 20 on a raw card because you're going to have 35, 40 bucks with shipping in it. And you're going to get, it says you're going to get $35 on a PSA 9. I don't believe that for a second. By the time you guys get these back, I think the PSA 9s are going to be 40, 50, 60 bucks. I could be wrong. So asterisk, I do not have a crystal ball. I cannot predict the future. I'm just telling you my experience. This card's going up. In a PSA 10, the most recent sale was $70. Again, I anticipate this card will probably be 80 to 100 bucks in a PSA 10 by the time you get them back, if you can make this play. This is a very inexpensive play that you can go out, make a nice big bulk purchase and not break the bank doing it if you want to make a big bulk play. Or if you just want to try and buy onesie twosies and do a bulk play that way, that's okay too. Whatever works for you guys. I'm just giving you plays to go out and try and find. Here's the other Shohei Ohtani card I talked about. This is the 2018 Optic. This is his rated rookie batting number 56. The most recent sale of this card was $43. 12 sales in the last 30 days, so about one every 3 days. The 30-day average is $32. So again, you see the most recent sale is up. Looking at the chart, you can see the upward swing on the charts. So this card is rising as we speak. The PSA 9 last sold for $70. So even if you got to spend $45, you are fine with a PSA 9. The PSA 10 last sold for $178. So a nice little 4X of your money if you get a PSA 10. You break even on a PSA 9. It's a fun little Shohei play that's not uber expensive. It is a non-licensed card. So that, of course, some people don't like non-licensed. That's why I did one of each. You got the Beam Team if you want a licensed Ohtani play. All right. Next up, a pitcher that I am very high on going into this year. He was very highly touted, blew out his rotator. I don't know if rotator or Tommy John. I don't remember. He blew out his arm. Anyways, this is his Sapphire first Bowman draft 2021. Most recent sale, $22. 7 sales in the last 30 days. So about one every 4 days. A PSA 10 of this card is 45, or I'm sorry, a PSA 9 is $45. So you're about to break even on a PSA 9. A PSA 10 is $140. So a nice little chance for you to, again, 4X your money if you can get a PSA 10. This card does have a 63% gem rate. So very good chance if you can find a nice copy of getting a 10. All right, I think there's maybe about 7 or 8 plays left, and we will get you back to your whatever you were doing on a Wednesday night. All right, Paul Skeens, 2024 Topps Chrome update. This is the Prism Refractor. Again, this card's relatively easy to find. 70 sales in the last 30 days. More than 2 a day are getting sold. This card is easy to find. Last sale was $20 for raw. And it has a 30-day average of $18. So it's starting. As you look at that 30-day average, it's pretty consistent in that $16 to $22 range. I anticipate this card's going to start to climb in the next couple of days, if not weeks. So again, this is one you want to try and get quickly if you're going to try. It's because it's so easy to find. This is one that you can buy multiple of. Maybe you buy 3, 4, 5 of them. I don't know, whatever works for you. Most recent PSA 9 was $48. So at $20 and grading, you're going to about break even on a PSA 9. The PSA 10 was $215. So you've got a very nice profit margin built in if you can get a PSA 10. So go get yourself some Paul Skeens action and do it without having to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on a Bowman First auto or a Topps Chrome auto of some kind. You can make money on Skeens without breaking the bank. All right. Next up, got to mention this is the token Elly De La Cruz card here. If you're an Elly fan, this is the card to go out and get. This is the 2024 Topps Chrome update. It's the rookie debut, which normally I don't like rookie debuts. However, this negative refractor is a fun little play. 13 sales in the last 30 days, so about one every other day. The most recent sale was $37.50. The 30-day average is $34. So as you can see, this has held pretty steady over the last 30 days. PSA 9 most recent sale, $81. So spend $40, you're going to get $90 or $81 on a PSA 9. You're going to break even, if not make a $5, $10 profit on a PSA 9. PSA 10 is $148, so you're going to 3X your money on a PSA 10. This is a card that should hold good liquidity because it's not a run-of-the-mill card. The negative refractor is a little bit harder to come by, and therefore it has good liquidity. It sells very well, and it's a desirable card. So There is your token Ellie card for the night. Next up, here is your token Bobby Witt play. Can't be talking cards without talking Bobby Witt, right? You don't have to go out and get a Bobby Witt rookie card to make money. This is the 2024 Topps home field advantage. You're going to see a lot of home field advantage cards in these last 8 to 10, 15 plays, whatever's left. A lot of home field advantage cards. I really like these plays. Most recent sale, $28. 35 sales in the last 30 days. So a little better than one a month. The 30-day average is $29. So again, this card's relatively flat over the last 30 days. So jump on it before it starts to rise. PSA 9, most recent sale is $55. So it's about a wash. You might lose a couple bucks from your eBay fees or however you sell it. PSA 10 is $153. So you can triple your money on a PSA 10, and the card has a 34% gem rate. Easy card to come by. Again, might be a card that you want to pick up a couple of and take your chances at getting that 10 because it really has a nice profit margin at a PSA 10. All right. Cooper Pratt, Bowman Chrome Prospect Auto 2024. Most recent sale, $31. 8 sales in the last 30 days, so about one every 3 days, one every 4 days. 60-day or PSA 9 was $60, so easy break even on a PSA 9. A PSA 10 last sold for $95, so a nice little $50 pickup on a Bowman Chrome Auto of a prospect that is up and coming. I am very high on Pratt. I think he has a shot at maybe making the club by the end of this year. But we're not holding cards. Remember, we're Velocity. We are buying, grading, and flipping as soon as we get them. So I will probably make the Pratt play several times between now and the time he actually gets called up. All right. Another high prospect, highly ranked prospect right now for the Rangers, Sebastian Walcott. 2023 Bowman Chrome. This is the Sapphire. This is a beautiful color match. Blue, like a blue Sapphire card with a blue Rangers uniform. It is absolutely gorgeous. $27 is the most recent sale, so a very affordable card. 18 sales in the last 30 days, so about a little better than one every other day. The 30-day average is $23, so again, relatively flat. So the opportunity is to buy this card now. PSA 10 or PSA 9 most recent sale was $55. So about a break even. You might lose your eBay fees on a PSA 9. But again, this is based on today's information. These cards are all going up and to the right between now and spring. So get these cards now. Don't worry about the margins on the 9s. It's going to get better. PSA 10 is $100. I think that this is a very nice play on a player that has a legitimate shot of getting called up this year, maybe even this spring. Walcott is one of the higher ranked prospects in the Rangers organization, and he really performed well last year. So we'll see how he does, but I like his cards, specifically that one. All right, 2024 Bowman Draft, Connor Griffin. It's the base Chrome Draft Picks Auto. $82 most recent sale. 62 sales of this card again, guys. So 2 sales a day for the last 30 days. The 30-day average is $96. So this card has been coming down. Part of that is because it started out high, being just getting released a couple of months ago. It looks as though it has leveled off when you look at the last 7-8 transactions. They're all right around $90. So I would target this card in the $75 to $90 range. PSA 9, $200. So you're looking at doubling your money on a PSA 9. I anticipate that's going to drop as soon as the first PSA 10 sells. There have been 0 sales of this card in a PSA 10. There have been 15 out of the 30 submitted, so it's a 50% gem rate. PSA's graded 30 of these cards. 15 have gotten the gem 10, but nobody has sold one yet. So I do think the 9 will come down. I don't anticipate you being able to double your money on a PSA 9. I would guess the PSA 9 will probably be in that $125 range by the time you get these cards back, but that PSA 10 should be over 200, giving yourself a nice 2 to 3x of your profits on a up and coming prospect. He is not a prospect that's going to make the bigs this year, I don't think. So you want to sell that card as soon as you get it back. All right, I think we got 5 plays to go. Next up is 2024 Topps Home Field Advantage super short print of Ronald Acuna Jr. $17.50 is the most recent sale. 36 sales of this card in the last 30 days. So about 1 a day. Pretty easy card to find. 30-day average is $17. So again, the time to buy this card is now. PSA 9 most recent sale, 45. So a break even on a PSA 9. PSA 10 most recent sale was $95. So you're going to double your money on a PSA 9. I'm sorry, a PSA 10. And that card does have a 25% gem rate. So that one does, of all the home field advantages, that does have the lowest gem rate. So you might want to be careful when you're chasing the Acuna cards. But his cards could really take off if he comes back healthy again, like he did a couple of years ago from his injury. All right, next up is Dylan Cruz. Cruz is big league ready. He's going to, him and James Wood are really going to be nice players for the Nationals this year. This is his refractor auto, numbered to $4.99. So it's a little bit harder to come by. There's only 3 sales in the last 30 days. You can see on the chart, it's up and to the right. This card is going up. He's going to be super hyped going into the spring training and early part of the season. So I expect this card to continue to rise all the way through the beginning of the season. The PSA 9 is currently at $65. And a PSA 10 is at $120. This is a nice way to get into Dylan Cruz without having to pay the outrageous money for an autograph card. Just go out and get the refractor first, numbered to $4.99, and you can make a nice little profit and not have to break the bank with the big auto prices. All right, I think we have 4 plays remaining. Let's take a look here. All right, next up is another home field advantage card. This is the 2024 home field advantage of Yamamoto. So Yamamoto performed well. Now he's got Roki. Lots of eyeballs are going to be on the Dodgers and that 3-headed Japanese monster that they've created. This card is only $20 right now in the most recent sale. 46 sales in the last 30 days. So a very, very easy card to come by, easy card to find. 30-day average is $27. So you might have to spend $25 to $30 to get a nice copy of this. But you can spend $30 and still be okay because a PSA 9 most recent sale was $65. So you're going to break even to making a couple bucks on a PSA 9. The PSA 10 is $125. So you're going to have a nice little double your money on a PSA 10 on Yamamoto. All right. What do I have? 2 left, 1 left? All right, last one. Let's see what this is. All right. So if you guys don't want to do the Travis Bazzana autograph card because it's too much money, it's out of your price range, here is a Bazzana. This is the Bowman Chrome Draft Picks Chrome first. This is a refractor. It's not numbered to 499. It's just a refractor. Easy card to come by. 195 sales in the last 30 days. This card is the most transacted card of anything that I talked about tonight. 195 in the last 30 days. That's like 6 a day, almost 7 a day for the last 30 days. This card is super easy to come by. If you want to make a play, it's one of the cheapest plays of the night. It also is it is the easiest card to find. So if you want to make a bulk play and you need to like fill in your submission to get to 20 cards, buy 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 15 of these cards. They're not real expensive, and it works out very well. So most recent sale, $12. 30-day average is $12. So figure you're going to spend $10 to $15 to buy these refractor cards. Most recent sale for PSA 9 was $45. So you're breaking even on a PSA 9. PSA 10s, again, 0 of them have hit the market. 53 of this card has been. So here's the other thing. 195 sales of raw in the last 30 days. Only 53 of these have been graded so far at PSA. I know they've only been out for about three months so far, 3-4 months, but only to have 53 graded seems really low. Take a look at the Max Clark, the Dylan Cruz, the Roman Anthony's. Look at what their Bowman draft refractors so far, the Ellie De La Cruzes. This is a really nice card. Even though no sales, there have been 7 out of the 53. It's a very low gem rate, only 13%. I don't know if it's indicative of the card, and that's why it's such a low gem rate, or if there is a very common problem, and that's why not many have been graded, because people see the issues and they're not sending them in because they know it can't get a 10. But you're breaking even on a 9, so it's probably worth the chance. I have not bought any of these yet. I'm planning on buying. I'm going to try and probably buy 10 to 15, maybe even 20 of these for a play here in this next week. When I get the first one in hand, I'll be able to tell you if there is a flaw on this card that I'm unaware of. But if not, I think that the gem rate could just be off a little bit. I would expect the gem rate to be 25% to 35% on this card. And I expect the PSA 10s to sell for $75 to $125 once you get these cards back in, I don't know, 60 to 90 days. So that is it. Hey, Bodini, welcome in. Sorry, I just noticed that you were here. Hal, Battery, Tom, welcome in, guys. Sorry I didn't see you sooner. I was kind of focused on really plowing through these plays for you guys. I hope you enjoyed them. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions you got. I didn't count them. There's got to be 20 to 30 plays here that I gave you. I promised you some baseball plays. I wish I would have gotten them out maybe a little sooner, maybe the end of December or something. So you'd have had a little bit more better opportunity on baseball plays. But I firmly believe that these plays that I just talked about, you can buy them in the next week to 10 days, get them off to PSA, get them back around the end of spring training, the beginning of the start of the season, and you will do very well on these plays. So feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching, and have a great week, guys. Good luck buying. Let me know how you did. Let me know if you got anything fun. Talk to you later.